This is take two. Hello, this is Dissonance and Tales. Welcome to this channel. It is somewhat of an experiment, uh, a journal, a collection of writings, whatever you want to really associate it with. Um, it's more just to get some of the things that I've been creating in my spare time out into the world, whether it be uh, short stories, poems, general prose, and possibly other things that happen to come upon me. Um, Again, there's no real set goal. I will usually just be posting a recording of myself reading something, accompanied with an image I might have edited, and possibly background music while I read the actual story or content. Um, Likely will be using royalty free unless I contact an artist of some kind to provide me with a backing track with their permission, of course. This is an AI free zone. Everything I have written has been by my own hand, um, and every image I've edited has been me just kind of messing around in GIMP, I'll be honest. That being said, if you do enjoy anything that I put on the channel, I definitely appreciate a like, subscribe, all the general YouTube things. I, again, don't really have any expectations or goals, but I do hope you enjoy. The first story for today will be a short story, very short, by myself, titled And So They Danced. And so they danced. In the long halls we once frequented as children, it never crossed us how fleeting those days had scattered from us. Crackles of burning wood and the sound of our respective parents' chatter. We never cared for the fears they held as we outgrew every cloth they tailored for our tiny souls. Riding time like a wave along the shore, we came into their lives, and now they leave ours. Do you think they would live life as they did, knowing we would find ourselves mourning this empty place we called home? Edgar, we've had a long enough day. I miss them too. Just, please, no more questions. Her face was like a mirror by now. Spring poured onto me. Autumn had left me cold. But never did I spend a day without that beauty. That enchanting reflection now told me how tired she was. How tired I was. The skin of our wrists and ankles were red and scorched from our bindings. I'm sorry, my dear. Hopefully the spigot was not upturned. I'll return with something to drink. As I rose from my knees, I felt a tug on the rags I covered ourselves with. Wait. Like a sword through my essence and a pike through my heart. The sight of her tears halted me inexorably. Those burned-out planks dug back into my shins as I bent down to embrace her. She shivered with the cold of every winter we endured. There was barely warmth left in me to shelter her, for her frigidness had descended upon her by man's cruelty. Do you remember when we were little? We used to drag our mothers here, just to spend our evenings. Possessed, I queried a remembrance unto her. My words faltered. In her eyes I saw the pain she endured, that only she endured. Ensnared in her mind's abyss of rotted, tangled moments, I wished nothing more than to bear the agony in her stead. I felt her face buried deeper into my chest. Her sobs ushered me to retain silence, digging for any comfort I did not know how to provide. Before I could even utter a full syllable, I felt another pull. Then, her eyes returned to meet mine. Those maple marbles rattled in their bloodshot wells. They pierced me, drawing my breath like ravenous cyclones. Her tiny heave sent me back to every betrayal I had done upon her, every promise, swear, and pledge to keep her safe. The weight of such an image claimed me. My arms enclosed her before my mind had decided to do so. As I felt her hair between my fingers and the scars upon her back, I felt each and every second I had never held her like this before. I'm sorry, Celine, my love. As if I were the reason for her suffering. I had prayed I was. To pin some blame on myself would mean it could be brought to close. Edgar. Never had I heard such a beautiful voice speak so coarse. Like a crater of molten earth, her droplets of sorrow erupted into a wail of undying suffering, a guttural death cry of the soul. In those halls that once held our pattering dashes and mischief, did we bear our history lost. Lost, defined not by the shattered windows surrounding, nor the family taken from us, but by those dear moments that have been soured and erased. We needed to stand, to make distance, to live this life we had stolen back. As my blistered and bleeding hands cradled hers, all I could think of to raise her from our heart's tomb was the last memory we had. I had to try anything to break the paralysis set upon her mind. We never finished all those years ago. The call had resounded in her mind. A look of confusion in her drained pupils followed by that doe-like tilt of her head. What do you mean? Her eyes followed me as I stood. I did not pull, I merely guided her hand, and she soon stood too. Her eyes widened as she saw the glimmer I could give in return. Some proof that she was still everything I knew she blossomed to be. No matter the hardship, that, in the eyes of the people who would see her flourish, that love was immutable. Do you remember how that song went? Her wistful eyes begged me to be the choir that could take her to that moment. I reached deep with my dried out throat did I sing. My chords could not resound the way they once did. Soon I felt her head listen to me, using my still beating heart like the faintest of metronomes. She began to step and sway. She hummed sounds long silenced, melodies from happier days and cherished nights. And so, we danced. If you enjoyed this first episode of Dissonance and Tales, I thank you. The hopeful goal will be that I do this every now and then, every once a week. If you did enjoy it, be sure to like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. Would definitely appreciate it. If not, oh well. But thank you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful night. See you.